Anyways, guys, with the new year coming up, I think again we should all have our resolutions. And for me, it would not be to be filming that. I mean, I'd be going getting that hose. I'd be washing all that out. But again, the NFL in terms of the best team this year has been a wash too. But hey, I'm gonna try to give you guys a decent power rankings this week. Again, it's the last one of the regular season, so. And with that, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to eFootball. Please like and subscribe. Hope you guys are ready for our Week 18 power rankings. It's crazy. It's already here. We don't have a Thursday night game this week. I maybe just might put my reactions to the college football playoff out there. Maybe not, though. We'll see. But as you guys know, it's power rankings time. I'll try to get my Saturday game previews on Friday. I think that's my goal here. Or my predictions for that. But again, probably nothing to, again, for the first time in a while, I think we're gonna have a game. We're gonna have a video on Thursday because we don't have the Thursday nighter. But again, I'll be watching a lot of college football. Again, New Year's Day, I guess just have that for y'all. And I'm gonna get the Winter Classic on Friday. A lot of big sports events coming up outside of the NFL here. But yeah, as you know, it's full focus on the playoffs right now. Again, if you have not watched past power rankings, the way we do it is we go from 32 to 1. Best team in the league is at 1. But let's be honest, guys, we really have no idea the hell the best team in the league is right now. I will be again taking a crap on a lot of AFC teams right now because let's be honest, guys, the AFC is a weaker conference than the NFC this year. But even then, I mean, like you don't really know a lot right now, to be honest with you guys. And then the NFC, it was the week they had. Again, it was a rough week overall. Not only as a Rams fan, but just again for the NFL as well. It just wasn't. Again, we didn't really get a team just like, oh yeah, there's no team you're looking at as a team to be. I mean, the Rams should be there, but they're not. Anyway, worst in the league is still the Raiders. They didn't look like they were trying to win. Again, they got blown out by the Giants by 24 points. And if you lose by the Giants to the Giants by 24 points, again, you're probably a really bad team. Geno Smith is well on his way out of here. Again, the Raiders clinched the #1 pick with a loss against Kansas City on Sunday. We'll also be talking about all their Week 18 matchups a little bit. I'm not going to try to get too deep into it because we have a lot of that to do later. I'll kind of vaguely go over the again, the playoff scenarios. We'll get to that a lot more on, again, through the predictions, again, the rest of the week, or going into the weekend. But as you guys saw, the Raiders, again, they got blown out. They're the 2-14, worst record in the league. Still beat the Patriots, though. I still don't know how that happened. Again, that's week 1 stuff. 31, we have the Jets. They were really doing a good job against the Patriots on Sunday. That game was over before the end of the first quarter. It was like, I think, what was 21-0. Ended up a 42-10 final. Brady Cook is an NFL quarterback. The O-line was absolutely atrocious. Again, the defense didn't even try against Drake May. Drake May literally had basically a perfect game. Again, basically locked up the MVP with Stafford's performance on Monday night. So yeah, Jets, I mean, they're a lost cause at this point, guys. 30, we have the Cardinals. They also got blown out. They've gotten blown out in like literally every single game this season. After they lost, after their Week 9, honestly their last win. The only really close game was that. Even then, it wasn't even that close. It was against the Falcons 2 weeks ago. That's crazy they were that close with them. But still, you know, they got blown out by the Bengals. It really wasn't even that close at all. I mean, guys, their offense is falling off a cliff. Their defense has been absolutely abysmal this year. I mean, they're just a really bad team. 29, I have the Titans. They suffered a tough loss against the Saints. At least it was close and entertaining, though. Cam Ward looked pretty decent. Tony Pollard's really starting to finish. Is trying to finish the year strong. Defensively, they've again kind of, you know, fallen off a little bit here, but it's more been because again they've lost a lot of their good players, and they're going to be doing a lot of revamping this year. Not as much as Cardinals. Also, guys, Cardinals, bro, they got a lot of stuff to do this offseason. 28, I have the Giants. They got a lot of debate right now over if Jackson Dart shouldn't be their quarterback next year. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, bro. You just drafted him. Figure it out. He's not Josh Rosen. That's all I'll say. But they're 3-13. They've had a rough year. Obviously, they again ended their 9-game losing streak with a dominant win over the Raiders. That really even means anything. They'll be playing the Cowboys this week to end their season. Again, it's technically truly a meaningless game, but I mean, for Wanda Robinson trying to get to 1,000 yards, bro, it's not meaningless. Also, Titans are going to be playing the Jags, trying to play spoiler, Cardinals, Rams, stuff like that. All right, 27, we have the Commanders. They beat the Giants. That's really the only reason I have them above them. They also were competitive against the Cowboys. They'll be playing the Eagles this week in Philly to end their season, trying maybe not to get swept. That would be pretty interesting, though. Josh Johnson is just kind of out there at quarterback. Bill Kosky-Merritt had his best game of the season last week as well on Christmas. I mean, overall, guys, it's about as good of Christmas as the Commanders were going to give you guys. So, I mean, at least as a Commanders fan. So, honestly, I wouldn't be too mad about it considering how the season's gone. But, again, they got a lot of work to do this offseason. 26, I have the Browns. They, again, got the big-time upset over the their division rival Steelers, and honestly, a lot of people were talking about the draft pick and how that's a big issue. I don't really think it was. This team was coming in on a 4-game losing streak, not really getting much from their offense. It wasn't like they got anything from their offense in this game, but again, honestly, I don't really care. Again, it was really just their defense, again, flexing their big arms, and obviously, You had Myles Garrett. Again, still not break the sack record, but again, he's super duper close. See if you can do it again in Cincy on Sunday. That would be pretty cool. 25 with the Chiefs. I don't really know why they're this low. I kind of just threw them here. They've lost 5 straight games, which a lot of people I didn't even really realize. They've competed a lot on Sunday, but again, they were undisciplined in that one. That's part of the reason they lost to the Broncos. Or not on Sunday, on freaking Christmas. Chris Oladukin did as good as he could have. I don't know, guys. This team's just out of it. We know where they're at. They're going to be at 25. 24, Dolphins. They competed against the Bucs. They beat the Bucs. I mean, their season's already over. But I will say Quinn Ewers did look really solid on Sunday, and that's again good encouraging for that. But I mean, at this point in the season, you're just trying to again end this thing. But they're 7-9, and they get the 89 next week, ending the season on a 2-game winning streak. 23. I got the Bucs. What the hell? I do have the Bucs at 23. The Bucs are really bad. Like, they're really bad right now, guys. Like, they're 7-9 now. I mean, like, the only reason they're above the Dolphins is because, like, they can still get in the playoffs, I guess. But, like, this team's going to get absolutely booty spanked in the first round, whoever they play. If they could play the Raiders, they'd probably still lose. I mean, they lost to the Saints back in Week 14. I mean, this team's just really bad right now. They're just they can't help themselves with this right now. They're 23 though. They just had a terrible loss to the Dolphins. They've lost 4 straight. They haven't, again, they started the season 5-1. I don't even know how that was possible. But yeah, this Bucs team's in a rough spot. The way they make the playoffs is if they beat the Panthers and then the Falcons lose to the Saints in Week 18. That happens, they are in, which would be insane. They play on the Monday night, a wild card weekend. 22, I have the Saints. Saints are winning games. Yes, they've been against terrible teams, definitely, but still, they're figuring things out here. They just beat the Titans. Tyler Shough continues to play well. I'll be interested to see how they play against an Atlanta team that my guess will beat them, but we'll see. Again, it'll be an interesting Week 18 game that might have some meaning. 21, I have the Bengals. For Cincy, the biggest thing I have for them is that they're playing like they should, and they will end the season 7-10, and they will go in the offseason like, what if we had Joe Burrow the whole year? What if we had a good defense? Asking those questions that, again, won't be answered this season. 20, we have the Cowboys. They're also already eliminated. They had a good offensive performance on Christmas Day. Not really much more than that, though. Their season's been over for a couple weeks now. The thing is, though, they're going to definitely want to end the season trying to get back to 500. Again, another good year from Dak Prescott. I wouldn't say it's really wasted because, I mean, he was part of the reason they didn't make the playoffs. Let's be honest there. I'm joking. But still, this Cowboys team, again, good to finish 8-1 with that, again, road game against the Giants on Sunday. We'll see how their defense can finish things out as well. Also, George Pickens trying to put up a big-time stat line here in the last game of the season to really boost up those numbers and get a massive contract. Probably from the Cowboys. 19 out of the Colts. Maybe not, though. They bench Philip Rivers last game of the season. Makes sense, bro. Let him go do his thing. Riley Leonard will start, see what they have in him. We'll be going against the best defense in the league in Houston, so that'll be a pretty interesting test for him. Again, they've already been eliminated, but again, they put up a decent fight against the Jags, as it did against the Niners, and as it did against the Seahawks. But as you guys saw, this has been an insane, tough stretch here for the Colts. No one's blaming them for, again, finishing the season the way they did. But again, it's hard to imagine this team was 8-2 back in, after Week 10. 18, we have the Falcons. They put together a really solid game against the Rams. Again, they picked off Stafford 3 times in that secondary. Defensively, they again punched the Rams in the mouth for most of that one. Again, Bijan ran wild. Had 230 scrimmage yards, something ridiculous like that. They really outplayed the Rams in that game. But at the same time, I mean, they almost blew a 24-3 and 21-0 lead. So, I mean, they're still the same old Falcons when you think about it. But yeah, solid win from them. They're really tanking the Rams draft pick there. 17, we have the Panthers. What's going on with them? I mean, not really much. Again, they're going to win games. They're going to lose games. I mean, by the pattern they've shown recently, they're going to win this week and win the division, which would make it a lot easier. But yeah, they're again, this isn't a team that shows you much optimism. They haven't won back-to-back games since Week 7. I mean, this is just a team that you look at and they're like, they show you good things, but whenever there's expectations, it just falls off the wayside. All right, 16, we have the Lions. I don't really know why they're this high. They played an absolute stinker on offense against the Vikings. They literally lost to Max Brosmer, guys. Like, how is that possible? But defensively, they had one of the best games of the season. I understand. That's really not really saying much, but at least they had that there. They have a shot to knock off Chicago in Week 18. Probably something they're going to want to do. It's just really been a disappointing season at the end of the day for them. 15, we have the Vikings. Don't ask me why they're ahead of them. Maybe because their defense is really freaking good. I think that's fair to say. It's one of the better defenses in football. Brian Flores, I think, has definitely earned himself a coaching interview at the very least. And again, offensively, as bad and dreadful as they've been this season, they're going to be better next year if you're a Vikings fan. It can't really get much worse. 14, we have the Steelers. They blew their chances of clinching the division here, and they probably will get blown out at home against the Ravens on Sunday night. Again, that would have been their first division title since 2020. Again, this is a team that has not won a playoff game since 2017, and they very likely won't win another one for I don't know how many more years. Who knows? But again, At least they're above 500. 13, we have the Packers. Packers are really not in a good spot here going into the playoffs here. They're going to be resting their starters in Week 18, but again, they're super banged up. They got Derrick Henry took their soul in that, game at Lambeau as they get 41 points. It just really was a rough one to watch for them, but at least make Malik Willis look pretty good. So, again, if Jordan Love isn't ready for whatever reason in the playoffs, again, he's there, but at the same time, this Packers team, again, it's hard to imagine seeing them maybe winning more than one playoff game. But again, looking how wide open this NFC is, you never really know. Because if they play Chicago, I wouldn't be surprised if they won that game. Number 12, we have the Ravens. The Ravens, again, had one of their better games of the season because they actually gave the ball to Derrick Henry. John Harbaugh is going to get a lot of slack this offseason if this team doesn't make the playoffs. Even then, though, again, unless they win the Super Bowl, he's going to get a lot of slack anyway because, can you look at this Ravens team right now? They should be way better than they are right now in terms of their standing. But, again, winning in against the Steelers on Sunday night, we'll see what they do. But, again, I guarantee you Derrick Henry is going to be well involved in that. Number 11, we have the Chargers. They did not look good at all. They're not starting Justin Herbert in Week 18 with how many hits he's gotten. Again, they're playing the Broncos, which I guess has some meaning for seeding, but honestly, for them, I don't even think they really care. So, for the Chargers here at 11, they're just kind of trying to get in the playoffs and see what they can do. But definitely a disappointing team right now in terms of how they played in Week 17, especially with how their defense played in the second half. But honestly, guys, Justin Herbert got hit so much, and the turnovers they had, miscues from Dicker, the kicker there. Again, that's the reason they lost that one. Probably their last true big-time game, if I had to guess. Number 10, I have the Bears. The Bears are a weird team to think about. They can't stop anybody. That's just the best way to put it. Again, the good thing about the team at Bears is they're probably one of the teams that I think would play really well against the Rams because they manage close games well, and they turn over the ball. So, again, if you look at the Rams team, they have to go there. And, again, Stafford does what he did against the Falcons or against the Panthers. Again, in those two games, there's a good chance the Bears could definitely come out on top in that one. But at the same time, you just look at this Bears team. Caleb Williams can't handle the broadside of a barn. If this offense doesn't get things going, this is a team that will get destroyed. It's just that simple. But they really haven't had to deal with that this year, which, again, I think is a reality that could definitely present itself in the playoffs. Number 9, I have the Eagles. I didn't really move them because I didn't really see much that I didn't already know. Defensively, they're usually really good, but when they play the wrong offense, they will get cooked. It's just that simple. A lot of people think, oh, the Eagles defense is so good. Yeah, they're so talented, but when Jalen Carter gets, again, neutralized, they really don't do a lot up front. Jalen Phillips being on that team, I understand, is a big, big difference, but at the same time, there are, again, teams that can, again, remedy that. And, again, their secondary isn't as good as people think either. There's a lot of plays they get away with. And, again, you look at that Bills offense. Again, Josh Allen's literally doing it by himself because, again, they shut down the run game, which, again, is something they can admittedly do pretty consistently. But, again, their offense is a joke. 8, we have the Broncos. They're just a team that I don't really like watching, and honestly, there's a good chance if they get the 1 seed, they will lose in the divisional. Maybe not. Who knows? They play well in close games. Bo Nix, outside of maybe 2 weeks ago, has been really freaking good in close games. Again, they barely escaped the Chiefs, but again, you got to win anyway. This is the best year they've had in a while. Win away from, again, clinching the 1 seed, but at the same time, this is, again, in the first round bye. But again, you look at this team, it's just like they don't show you anything that really, again, gives you any confidence in them. Number 7, I have the Texans. They're obviously the best defense in football. Offensively, they're probably even worse than the Eagles. Again, they didn't show up in that after the first 2 long touchdowns that C.J. Stroud threw on Saturday. Good thing for them is they get an extra day off, see if they can get ready for that game against the Colts, which they're going to try to clinch that 5 seed in, because let's be honest, guys, Texans going into Pittsburgh or Baltimore is definitely a favorable matchup for them. But still, you look at this Texans team offensively, can they get it done? That's going to be the big question for them in the playoffs. Number 6, we have the Bills. I didn't move them off too much because I still think it's a team that is honestly my favorite in the AFC just because of what Josh Allen can do. But again, let's be honest, guys, the talent in this roster isn't good enough. Their defense, I'm going to be honest, guys, has been a lot better than I was really expecting since really Thanksgiving. Their run defense is a lot better than a lot of people want to admit it has been recently. Their offensive line is arguably the best in football, but at times they aren't really able to be as dominant as they need to for the run game, which again statistically is the best in the league, but I think is very vulnerable to being shut down. And when that happens, unless Dalton Kincaid is out there, and even then he's not even that great, this offense struggles to move the ball up the field in terms of their passing games because they really just have no one to throw the ball to for Josh Allen. It's a major issue with this team. Again, they're going to have to fix this offseason. Again, it's gonna be an issue that'll be presented, but again, considering the Bills, again, if they're able to get the game they want to, again, especially if they play like New England, which is the matchup right now, they'll be in a good spot. And if I'm Buffalo, I'm not playing my starters in Week 18 either. They need to rest up. 5, I have the Patriots. The Patriots have a joke of a schedule. I'm going to keep telling you guys the rest of the time. I don't really think they're a legit team. Still, they are 13-3. They got a big win against Baltimore 2 weeks ago. Again, even if they really didn't, they got a lot of help in that. But still, for the Patriots, I don't think they're, again, a legit team here. But again, at the same time, they're 13-3. They've won their big games. They did beat Buffalo back in Week 5. Keep that in mind. But at the same time, they lost the Raiders. And again, I really think, again, I think the issue I have with them more is the fact that Drake May is the MVP favorite more than their actual team. Because again, they're not a bad team by any means. And obviously, The Stephon Diggs situation isn't helping them either. But still, if you're a Patriots fan right now, just understand you guys have a calculated schedule. And again, if Drake Man's winning MVP, again, it's a fraud MVP. It's just that simple. 4, we got the Rams. They dropped a couple spots. No, they're 3. 4 is the Jags. Jags, bro, they're hot right now. Honestly, they probably should be ahead of the Rams right now, guys. Trevor Lawrence, a little bit too inconsistent for me, but at the same time, this is a team a win away from making the playoffs, or not making the playoffs, winning the division for the first time since, what was it, 2022? There we go. They're playing the Titans on Sunday. Should be a pretty easy win for them. Defensively, they're a little bit inconsistent for my liking, but at the same time, they make the big plays, and then offensively, if Trevor isn't stinking things up, they should be chilling. And I think their running game's a lot better than what a lot of people want to admit it to, even if they don't have really that true backup, again, dependability there, even though, obviously, Rashard Tune's been really good at times this year. 3, we have the Rams. I didn't want to move them down too much because again, that loss was bad, I'll be honest with you guys, but there just isn't that many teams. Again, I said it yesterday. Pound for pound, the Rams are the best team in football, but they've lost 3 out of 5, guys. They've lost 2 straight in inexplicable fashion. I really just can't. I can't keep them up here because it's not really it's not rational. To be honest with you guys there. Stafford threw away the MVP though. Their defense I think is honestly again showed some things on Sunday or on Monday night, but at the same time this is a team that's going to the playoffs. That's going to be playing 3 straight road games. They're probably again by far the favorite to be able to do it. To go to the Super Bowl playing 3 straight road games, but again, even then, the Rams are 5-4 on the road this year. They've been too inconsistent for me. Their one loss was to the Niners at home. Like, again, if they were home in the playoffs, they would cakewalk to the Super Bowl. At the same time, this is a Rams team that, again, like I said, pound for pound, the best team in the league. But at the same time, you can't lose games like that. Just that simple. They should be the ones here now. If they didn't freaking blow out 16-point lead in Seattle, it would be a completely different conversation, but that's not the conversation we're having. So we're at right now. 2 out of the Niners. They are really hot right now. Again, they beat the Rams, so I'm going to get, and that's really what I think keeps them over them. But again, we know they can't stop a cold. And offensively, again, the conversation for CMC winning the MVP is insane. Guys, he has like 3.5 yards per carry. You're just not going to, no way you give that to him. Also, and if you ran for like 2,000 yards or like had like a 1,500 yards receiving, maybe we could have a conversation. But guys, the reason he has those numbers is because, again, he's getting like the most volume in football because, again, there's really no one else they were using in that offense when, again, a guy like George Kittle was out. Like, the reason he has those numbers is because he's the only guy in that offense. That's like the biggest thing with him. But still, I mean, if he goes for 250 yards on Sunday, I don't freaking care. Give him the freaking MVP. But at the same time, that's a joke. There's no way you get that guy an MVP for that season. Again, if he had, even if it's 1,000 yard season back in 2019, that wasn't even like not even close to an MVP, guys. Number 1, we have the Seahawks. Thing with them is they haven't lost the games the Rams have lost. That's really the thing that I think keeps above them. Look at their when they played in Carolina and Atlanta, they won both those games. They beat again Carolina. Pretty handily on Sunday because of their defense, which again is also a big strength of theirs, even though at times again they got torched by the Rams. And then also you think about again their game against the Falcons, they blew them out in the second half, which the Rams, I mean, I guess they again kind of did, but again you go up 21-0, what are you gonna do there? So yeah, Seattle just didn't really go down 21-0, but still, Seahawks, all the questions are on Sam Darnold. I think he's gonna crap his pants and Sunday they're gonna lose. Rams are gonna get the 6 seed, Niners are gonna get the 1 seed, Seahawks are gonna get the 5 seed. That's just my predictions, at least of right now. We'll definitely change go into that on Saturday, but or for the Saturday games probably on Friday. But as you guys see, Seattle's number 1. They're 13-3. They've won the games they needed to. They're on a 6-game winning streak. By all means, they deserve to be there, even though realistically they're not the best team in the league. All right, that is all I have for you guys here. I hope you guys, again, got something out of these power rankings. Again, you can go put your opinions in the comment section down below. Again, I'll see y'all for the, again, predictions probably on Friday for the Saturday games. Again, 2 big games, NFC playoff picture there. But other than that, that's all I have for you guys here. Again, enjoy your New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. And again, some big football games this weekend as we get into, again, last week of the season.
Try and force Lawrence to get the ball out of his hands quickly. Looks like man-to-man coverage underneath. 4th and 2. Lawrence to the air.